Hello, everyone, and welcome to Nuuli Forged. I am Jared. I am your dungeon master. Welcome to our first ever Twitch stream as a Twitch affiliate, which is pretty cool. And I will show you our fancy new emotes in chat. Boom. We've got some chat emotes that you can get if you subscribe to various levels, tiers, I think they're called.
Chat emotes. That's exciting.
Yeah, so we have chat emotes.
And ads.
Ads?
Yeah, I just tried to look at the chat emotes and it gave me an ad.
Oh, yeah. The stream will have an ad for like 30 seconds, I guess.
Yeah.
I don't
It's
know.
gotten over it now. It was just I think it was actually the Twitch app opening.
Yeah.
Oh, look at those.
Thank you, I've got it, for the congrats.
Look at those fancy emojis. Woohoo!
Indeed. They are fun times ahead, let me tell you.
Look at my phone dying. Maybe I should plug it in.
Could be helpful.
I really need it.
Anyway.
We don't need to start with death. Come on.
I wake up every morning and choose death.
And
I
yet,
cake,
here
personally.
we are. Indeed. Cake or death? Cake, please.
I have cake later, so don't make me take death first.
Well, if Grig gets death, then you can have way more cake.
Oh.
Out of sadness for all of us, because I do not have any cake.
The cake is a lie.
The cake is a lie.
But I want cake now, damn
it.
Follow the impulse.
Yeah. Don't go to the grocery store hungry.
Yeah, I do that. I do that every week, and it's always a bad situation. Always.
Yeah. Yesterday I was motivated to make chocolate caramels. I made a lot of them, and we ate them all.
Last week I went to Trader Joe's hungry, and normally I spend like $70 for like 2 weeks. I spent like $150.
Oof.
I didn't even have space for most of the shit I bought.
Yeah, I've pulled that before too.
I ate it, yeah.
Just eat it. Eat it.
As you can tell.
Eat it.
Thank you. DMCA. Banned. Yeah, we all gained the 2020. I've got it. I feel you there.
I've lost 20 from anxiety and depression.
Oh. Well,
so it's the opposite for me.
That would have been useful.
I am sorry.
Not really.
No.
But as you can all tell, we are 4 of our Mighty 5 adventurers. Mike will be along with Defect shortly. He had some last-minute work stuff he had to get done. So here we are. Why don't everybody go around, introduce yourself, your character, and tonight... Oh, I had a good one tonight. What was it? Oh, yes. I would like to know what your character's favorite band would be. Band, musician, performer, etc. Like, they're all valid. And Tanner, I've got it in chat, has sent you hugs.
Oh, it's fine. It's my normal. I do it every year. Wait, so is this like... Do I have to make up a band?
No, you can pick a real one.
Okay, because that'd be Grig and Misfits.
Best band ever.
Yeah.
Totes.
So let's start up in the corner with Matt over here.
Oh no. Hi, I'm Matt. I'm playing Spoot, the Turtle Cleric, and despite my many references to emo bands last week, I think Spoot would actually be feeling some, like, maybe bluegrass or something. I'm gonna say Old Crow and the Medicine Show.
Oh, yeah, sure.
I can imagine Spoot playing a banjo in the bayou.
I was gonna say, I think if Spoot could pick up an instrument, he'd play the banjo, but I think he had trouble with his clumsy hands.
Hey, if Kermit can do it, if a frog can do it, a turtle can do it.
There you go.
Yeah.
It needs to be bigger. We just need to build you a bigger banjo.
Bigger banjo. There you go. Grig, you have a...
Build a bigger banjo.
We're going to need a bigger banjo. Um, wonderful.
Some strong strings.
Hopping on down, Tanner.
Oh, Jesus, me already. Hi, I'm Tanner. I'm playing Adis, the Human Ranger. Um, and I don't know. I think Adis. I would say Nightwish.
Oh,
They have some songs that relate to Last
Yeah.
of the Wilds.
mm-hmm. Very cool. Moving right along, speaking of Kermit, to Sarah.
Speaking of
Sarah.
Kermit, go to Sarah.
Druid?
Hi.
Is that
Well,
a druid?
no, I was
I'm not sure.
we were talking about Kermit, and then I said moving right along.
Ah, okay.
Okay.
Hi, I'm Sarah, and I'm
It's-
playing
it's
Olive.
one of the
the
songs in the
half-orc
Muppet movie.
Druid, and I'm just going to keep talking right over Jared.
Yeah, go
And
ahead.
I'm pretty sure that Olive. We listened to there was a 90s band that was called Deep Forest. That was kind of very new agey, kind of modern dance music that I think
I
Olive
heard
would probably
about
get.
then.
Oh, very cool. And then
Oh, I
Amber.
really like Rush.
I'm struggling with this one. Hi, I'm Amber. I play Greg, the Goblin Artificer, and I'm really torn between Dead Kennedys and The Clash because both of them are like, I just like the way they sound and they feel really good. It's
Yeah.
hard to pick.
Normally,
Totally.
I would say there are no wrong answers, but if you did not pick a band in that vein, I would say it would be a wrong answer.
Right? It's just so obvious. Yeah. Ta-da.
Cool. Ooh, ditto.
I think our party's theme song though would be "Sandstorm" by Darude.
By Daruda.
'Cause
Everybody
is
loves Daruda.
Well, and our party loves the sand.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah,
Like a beach holiday time. That's where you guys are at.
Yeah.
totes.
I was thinking desert.
And Defect definitely loves some like Norwegian thrash metal, I think.
Uh-huh. That band that plays on appliances.
So sure, yeah.
Oh.
Oh no, Defect is a fan of Mr. Bungle. That's
There was.
that's
he
what
did put a play. He put a song in the Discord one day. It was a like a throat singing metal band from Mongolia.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
That
Maybe
I
that's
think
it.
he said that was his intro song. So
There you
I
go.
can't
Alright.
remember the name right now.
Yeah, there's some Swedish or Norwegian band that covers songs, but they beat on like appliances, like washers and dryers.
I mean, I'm all about that. I think that's wonderful. I like fun stuff. As long as it sounds cool, I'm all for it. That's kind of subjective, I know, but hey,
Yeah,
welcome to music. Um,
Whoa.
what is that?
Oh, yes. Wait, let me get my rave outfit on.
All right, let's stop that before we get in trouble. You're horrible.
You're
I
allowed
hate you.
X number of seconds, I think, before it's copyright infringement.
I think so, but let's not chance it. Well, introductions complete. Let us go.
Oh,
and-
Mike's in roll 20, so he's got to be here soon.
Ooh.
Oh, wonderful. Well then, we'll vamp. Da, 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 da. Anyway, so let me start us off here.
Now I have to watch. Now I have to listen to Sandstorm later. God damn it.
It's the price of fame, I suppose.
You're welcome, and I genuinely mean that. It's a great song.
It
Oh no,
is.
it's fantastic. But now
Not
it's just
just
gonna be
club.
stuck in my head.
The amount of hours I spent in my dorm room listening to that song are immeasurable.
Although the UK hun from RuPaul's Drag Race UK won't get the fuck out of my head either.
Oh, I haven't heard that.
Don't look it up. It's gonna be stuck there for ages.
That's okay. I had that Wellerman song in my head for like 2 weeks, so that was a
That
thing.
too,
There you go.
because every time I
Hey.
scroll through TikTok, it was there.
And here he is, Defect himself, everybody.
Save the best for last.
You're not dead.
All right, Defect. Mike, go ahead,
Yeah.
introduce yourself and tell us what is Defect's favorite band and or artist. Musical artist.
Oh, oh, wait, what's the name of that band? Oh, I had to look it up, but give me like a couple. Oh, wait.
No.
Give me time.
No,
Give me
this is not a like research thing. This is a give me your answer now thing.
Yeah, okay. Well, there's like a Mongolian rock band.
Ah, Matt got it.
All right,
That's what Matt said you'd pick.
Matt won.
Yes, one. Because one of their songs is called Wolf Totem or Totem of the Wolf, something like that.
Cute.
Right in line with Defect.
Excellent. Well, Matt, you win that round of guess what the absent person is going to say. So good job.
The Who, I think, is their name.
Thank you. I think that's it.
Yeah.
HU. The Who.
Yes.
Who? Well, there you go.
Huh. All right.
I'll buy that for $1. Cool. Well, then let's really begin now that we've vamped for a while. Last time on Nuuli Forged, our heroes breached the South Broke Tavern, bringing a battle to the dwarven woman Lakama, head of this particular band of Red Crows. The fighting was intense, Defect succumbing to paralysis, Adis falling unconscious. The party had to revamp their tactics. Olive called down lightning from the sky, Grig attempted to stop enemies' progress with web, and Spoot found the unconscious form of Suzanne, the cleric of Pelor, in the back room. Battling archers, bandits, and an intimidatingly dressed cleric, the party persevered, ultimately driving off the dwarven woman Lakama, who escaped on the back of her hippogriff. However, her taunts and threats became clear as the party looked to the docks, seeing black smoke rise in the sky. A horrible realization coming to Adis, he and the others took off for the docks, while Olive entered the stable to free her friend Flora. Arriving at the docks, the party discovered a building engulfed in flames. Defect broke down the door, finding a group of villagers bound together inside the building. Some had unfortunately already fallen to the flames, but the party worked quickly to pull out the remaining survivors, managing to slash their bonds and usher them to safety. A somber mood has come over the town, a mix of relief and sadness, as the townsfolk acknowledge their loss and work through their grief. Thankful to be alive and freed, but sad at the loss of their comrades. As a conflicted and angry Spoot stood up to the flames and prayed for the fallen, a strange combination of waves and rain came, extinguishing the roaring flames. Exhausted and in need of rest and recuperation, our party was quartered in an empty home, sleeping throughout the night. And we pick up the next morning. You have all rested, you have regained your hit points, and it is a new day. And you're all level 6, which is exciting.
Yeah.
Woo! Yep, super excited.
Indeed. So, Defect, Grig, Spoot, and Adis were quartered in a now empty home. The home is a nice one. It's comfortable. It's not very large, but it's got a kitchen and 2 bedrooms and like one main living area. But yeah. Olive opted to spend the evening at her friend Flora's, who you haven't really had time to interact with. But the day is yours. What is going on in the minds of our friends? Let's start with Adis.
Adis is just. I mean, are we awake yet?
Yeah, you have woken up.
Okay. I'm just still processing the day's events from the previous day. Probably just go sit outside. Like if it's still early morning and just like watch sun rising and stuff.
Yeah, sure, you can do that. As you are outside watching the sunrise, you see that life is sort of starting to return to normal. You see a few people walk by and kind of nod in your direction in gratitude. while down at the docks, it appears that a couple of boats are either getting ready to go out or something's going on with them. But yeah, it seems as though life is forced to continue despite the immense events of the past day.
And there's not many villagers left, right?
There was never hundreds and hundreds of villagers to begin with. It was a very small village, which is why everybody lived inside this walled palisade.
Hmm.
It was probably about 60 to 70 people, plus children.
Okay. Right.
All
right.
and between the people that you saved from the building and people who were held in various other places, there's probably about 35 to 40 plus children who you were able to save. Some people were killed as examples or in the initial fighting, as you found out. So you did save the bulk of those who were left from the Red Crows.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, Adis isn't doing too much this morning since, we're in an enclosed, village. So
And you were
there's not.
mostly dead yesterday.
I was. Also contemplating my first death saving throws. So
Yeah, it was a tense day. Defect,
If
what's
I
up?
may. Yeah, Defect, having heard Adis sneak out, will follow him as well.
Mhm.
And he'll see Adis looking at the sunrise, and he'll say to Adis, I need your help.
with what?
Once you've made me a totem, and I need you
Oh,
to do this again.
sure. I could try to help. Um, what do you have?
Little compartment opens up, and Defect takes out the eagle feathers.
Okay. Yeah, they are giant eagle feathers, so they're kind of crunched because they're like 2 feet long. But
Slightly crumpled eagle plate.
yeah, but you've
Wait,
got them.
I mean,
Defect isn't interdimensional storage.
how big is Defect's torso? It's probably more than 2 feet, right?
Well,
Doesn't have guts,
the
so.
compartments that Defect has in his body are not infinite in any way, and they are pretty much pockets. So if you can fit a 2 foot long something in your pocket, you could fit it in the storage.
Cargo
But-
shorts.
On his back, like it was an arrow.
Regardless, Defect produces them. So
That's a big feather. Where did you get these?
Several nights ago on our journey here, when I was doing my watch, some eagle landed and we spoke.
Interesting. Didn't wake any of us up. That's fun. I'm glad it didn't eat you or, carry you away. Although I don't know if a bird would necessarily eat you.
Is he edible?
I don't know. Maybe a
I'm glad
woodpecker.
it did not pass too. But I like to think that we became friends.
Well, that's
Anyways, I could not help but think that they were able to spot me from so far away. And perhaps if I could have some of that vision.
I might be able to help with that. Is there a spot in this town that's still has like a little grove or something, or would we have to go outside the walls?
there's a couple of trees by the town square. It's not so much a grove, but it's like a little sitting park.
And
Okay.
gardens with hedges.
No.
Because I got stuck in one when I was by myself.
Who's speaking? You're still in a cave, aren't you?
Olive, you're off with Flora, so you're not there yet.
I guess I'll go to little park. and we'll just kind of sit down between the trees. I'll take out some of my hempen rope, and like make it thinner into like more string,
Mm-hmm.
and I'll start kind of fashioning. I'll shorten the feathers a bit and kind of fashion them into an amulet.
Cool. Yeah, as you begin working on this, you do notice a small red-skinned figure kind of keeping back from you, Adis. You recognize that Greg is attempting to follow you.
Defect, why don't you come with me? Greg, stay away.
No, I'm not gonna stay away. Where you going?
Come, Defect.
I want to show you something.
You want to show what?
I got something cool. I was thinking about it while I was sleeping, and I woke up and I've been thinking about it for a while. But now I want to show you guys something, both of you.
Can it?
Are you trying to keep something secret?
No?
Well, I don't like
Right.
secrets.
Trying to help Defect with something naturey.
Can I watch?
If you can keep quiet.
Okay. And then I have to show you something.
Okay. So I'll just like continue
Mm-hmm.
fashioning the amulet for Defect.
Cool. Cool. Go ahead. Just make a survival check for me.
Okay.
25. Very cool. So you take these two eagle feathers and you kind of, the feathery part, not the spine, but the actual feathery part of the feather.
The plume.
The plume, thank you. You manage to intertwine them and weave them together. And then the spines kind of naturally follow suit. And you create a very impressive looking tufted pendant for Defect.
Cool. I'll kind of like guide, like sitting down, kind of guide Defect, like put it in Defect's hands,
Mm-hmm.
and then I'll put my hands over it. And I will just start. Wait, what languages do I know? I will start speaking in Sylvan and just kind of praying, saying, Melora Alana, I beseech you to imbue this amulet with the powers of the eagle, for my friend has a request. And then, like, look at Defect and ask them. Like, they have to put their magic and ability into this. It's not just mine.
Cool. So you have passed off this token, this
Well, it's still in
amulet.
his hands, and I'm kind of like, because I have transmutation spells, and so I'm just gonna kind
Mhm.
of be more of a conduit for things.
Okay. So you are willing and calling out to various nature deities to change
Yeah.
and grant this thing the ability to do something for Defect.
Yeah, more of like whoever will answer.
Yeah, totally. Cool. You do not get any visible response, but you feel as though you have done a very good job and been very eloquent in your beseeching.
Mhm.
So do you release the amulet into Defect's hands and leave it in his alone?
Yeah, if he feels anything, I don't know if he'll have to like make a plead himself or
Mhm.
anything.
So Defect, Adis has told you all this, and he has removed his hand, and you now have this tufted sort of amulet in a very intricate pattern and design made from the feathers of the giant eagle that you had a fireside chat with.
Do I feel anything radiating, like any sort of magic radiating out of this?
Not at the moment. But, it is an amulet, so it's in your hand right now.
Try putting it on or in your compartment. I would try putting it on first.
Is it a necklace?
It's an amulet,
Hey.
yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
Sure.
the totems can be in kind of like any form. I just can't. I don't have like a sculpture, or it would take me a while to like carve.
I see.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'll place it around my neck.
All right. So
Yes.
you place it around your neck, and almost immediately, you get a sharp pain in your eyes. That as soon as you feel it, it's gone. And you realize just everything around you is crisp and clear. And you can see things on the other side of town much sharper. You can make out details very far away. And Adis, you watch as Defect kind of blinks a couple times in that weird kind of shutting of a metallic stone eyelid that he has. And after he blinks a couple times, you see very tiny pupils as he looks far off in the distance, much like an eagle's, which he didn't have pupils before.
Defect, how are your eyes okay?
I peer. I look at Adis, and I say, I can see each and every one of your pores.
Oh jeez, I haven't been able to do my skincare in the roads. Oh damn.
Defect is just like zooming in, zooming out, just looking around.
Yeah, it's not so much binocular vision as you can just make out things a lot better.
Do we hear like whirring?
Right?
No.
Wait, so
Although
Defect-
you do also notice that on his like chest, on his chassis, right where the amulet was, it's no longer like a hanging piece of jewelry that you made. It has been subsumed into his structure.
But like the detail, it's like a
Yeah.
raised surface kind of thing.
Yeah, it still looks feathery and tufted. It's got the same shape and colors, but it's now, instead of resting on his torso, it's become a part of it.
Just gonna like tap on it a couple of times. That's so weird. Wait, so Defect, can you see that all the way over there? It's gonna point to something like really far away because I have obnoxious vision also.
I'm gonna say yes. Whatever he points at, I say yes.
Cool, both of you make a perception check.
This is where I not won.
And
Oh,
I believe
terrible.
you have advantage on these now. Is that correct? Defect?
Yep.
Yeah.
20.
Yeah, with a natural 20. Defect, you see that Adis had indeed pointed to this one like radish bush or radish plant in someone's like window garden, and like one of the things is bent off. And you can actually see like an ant crawling over it to get to the next radish.
Wild.
Just like a real eagle.
Yeah. It's crazy.
And then
Yeah, I
Defect
think-
flies over there and eats the ant.
Ate it.
Radishes.
I'm saying he's gonna grow feathers and then
This gift is amazing.
I'm glad you like it. Hopefully it is what you were looking for.
This is
Great.
something I needed.
I'm glad. Greg, look at Defect's eyes. Come here. I'm gonna like point towards the little pupils that appeared.
I'm just gonna creep all the way, like awkwardly close, like my nose touching Defect's nose, investigating, and then move back fast to watch them move. Like
Yeah.
block the light, move back, and
Yeah, these new pardon me. These new pupils and irises, they just kind of open and close and get wider and smaller as you move, as he watches you.
And look, the necklace merged into his body.
Blow on it. Shine it up a little bit. That's really cool. How'd you do that? Did you do that, or did you do that?
I made it.
Like, is this part of the magic?
It merging with you?
Right.
Not that I know of. I mean, the other one's just sitting in a compartment in your chest. This
That's
one,
true.
I don't know. I mean, I don't know much about what you are, to be honest. So maybe this is part of your what your body does.
Maybe you were a
Must
robot
have
and
been-
then you absorbed human parts, and that's how you're both.
That's horrifying.
Well, but like maybe you were human, and then there was magic, and then something like merged the metal with you because you were gonna die.
That's not less horrifying.
There's a lot to unpack in that sentence.
I guess so. But you're alive either way.
With great vision.
Yeah.
With the great vision.
And hairy shoulders.
And
Your
every
shoulders.
shoulder.
Oh, we should maybe trim those a little bit.
I think they're majestic. You just gotta fluff it. You know how to take care of your hair. Your hair is always pretty, Adis. Make his hair pretty.
I don't know how to work with shoulder hair. It's gonna pull out a hair dryer and like a comb. It's gonna, like,
Yes, from another dimension and a different point in their cultural evolution, you produce a hairdryer.
or I'll just open a small portal to the plane of fire, and it just blows hot air.
There you go.
Yeah, that's perfect.
The forerunner to the modern hairdryer is really the
Yes.
portal to the plane of fire.
Right.
Yes,
Just a little pebble that opens up and kind of...
You've guessed.
much more economical.
Yeah. Wonderful.
That's really cool. Can I show you my thing? I hang on.
What thing?
Okay, so I was thinking about it. You're always running out of arrows, right? And so like
Yes.
you almost ran out this past time. I've been thinking about this thing. You can I think that if you give me your bow, I can make it so that you don't run out of arrows. It just like shoot and shoot.
That
I have an
sounds-
idea. If you just let me carve on it, I could like do it.
Okay. I'll just like pick up my bow. Just please be careful. This is from home.
I'm gonna be super careful, super careful.
I'll just hand it gingerly over to Greg.
Okay.
I'll pull out the woodcarver's tools and just like on the very little edges, just to like be little and out of the way, do just a little bit of like, kind of like the same carving I did on my little jeweler's hammer that's so rusty, right? A little story of just like shooting. It's almost like pictogrammy. There's not really language, but then like maybe incorporate a little bit of, because I saw the symbols on the stone flashing, so they may not be perfect, but try to just like keep it in the style of what is Adis's cultural things, right? Like those little runes. But it's Grig style, so it might be a little choppy and
Yeah.
infuse it into a repeating shot is the goal as my artificer self.
Yeah. So Grig takes about half an hour or so with your bow, Adis, making small little carvings into it, seemingly expertly knowing what they're doing and what they're about. And at the end, they present you with a bow that is a repeater bow.
Fancy.
And you, Defect, you always have to like run and get to people, but like you're like you should still be able to like hit people, like even when they're far away, right? So here, you have javelins. Give me one of the javelins. I can make it so it comes back.
I definitely hand her a javelin.
Awesome.
Greg, you have a lot of ideas this morning.
Well, I just, I've been distracted about, like what we're doing and just the adventure part. And I thought I haven't been like thinking. And so I've been thinking now and I can do more. I can make stuff too. Like it's been a while since I made things. I've been like hitting things because hanging out with Defect and you guys, but I can do stuff. And then do the same thing with the javelin, but maybe more like a little bit more let loose, like a little bit more like drawing on my friend's cast kind of thing.
Real quick, Crimson Howling, thank you for the follow. Appreciate it.
Woo!
Woohoo!
Yeah, like drawing on my friend's cast.
Mhm.
Like maybe there's like fist bumps or best friend. You know, that's the theme, but in Grig style, so it's a little choppy and rough, but still kind of cute and pretty.
All right,
And that
yeah.
will become a returning weapon.
Fantastic.
It's Sharpie on this one, right?
Yeah.
It's like in Sharp.
No, it's still wood carving.
So Greg
Um,
takes another half hour or so and carves all these little like high school like I heart defect, you're my best friends. Like
Aw.
including that weird S symbol that's on every that's carved on every school desk ever.
Back in the 90s?
Yeah, back in the 90s. You know, and all these weird symbols that mean something between the two of you. So yeah. And it feels very interesting when you take it again. It looks like it's been graffitied in a weird way, like carved, but it's still functional. And apparently, Greg says that it will come back to you when you throw it.
Uh,
You
I want to
can try.
test it. Yeah,
Do you
I defect will
Wait,
choose a direction where there's nobody around.
defect. Let's go to the lake.
All
so we
right,
don't hit anybody, because I
Yeah.
want to try mine out too.
yeah, go ahead. Make a strength check or an attack roll rather.
With a +1.
Yeah,
Okay.
with a natural 20, you launch this thing, this carved javelin flying through the air. It goes over a house and lands somewhere on the other side. And about 6 seconds later, your hand automatically closes around it as it's back in your hand.
The sheep.
Yeah, I told you.
This is amazing.
Great,
Now-
that's so cool.
There may be a time when I have to like take it back, if that makes sense. Or like the enchantment won't work for a little while because maybe we'll have to make some other useful stuff that I haven't been using because we haven't really needed it. But there may be times because there's like these boots I've been thinking about but so also if I die then it'll wear off after a couple days.
Oh, let's not
Just so you know.
die.
No, yeah, I'm gonna avoid that. That's like motivation, right?
Yeah, let's. I mean, that's always the goal, right? Not die.
Yeah, I mean generally. I know you don't like me very much, Adis. So like I just
I
want to make sure that you know that part.
never said that.
Oh, that's good.
Greg has picked up on
Yeah.
subtext.
You're the one that always calls me stupid. I've never insulted you.
Oh, I mean you are stupid. I mean you're human, but you're not stupid. You're just stupid human.
Yep. But
Nice.
thank you for the bow.
Yeah, I still have these arrows if you want. We'll hang on to them, but like then you don't have to make more.
I mean, let's say the bow gets confiscated by somebody else, let's just hang on to the arrows just in case.
Yeah, well I can also just like make it not work if someone takes it.
Oh well, no, I meant like if we get captured or something, and I have to use someone else's bow temporarily.
Oh,
Hold on
yeah,
to the
that's
arrow.
good strategery.
Yeah,
I
but
like that. That's a good plan.
I want to see how this works, and Adis is just gonna like pull back on the bow.
Please, not one.
Yeah. So you pull
I'm
back
not
on
firing.
the bow.
I'm just like pulling back because like arrows just appear.
Yeah, you pull it back, but since you have no intention of releasing, an arrow does not appear.
Who wants to
broken.
play this fun game where I shoot an arrow into the sky and then we all run?
You do know how to aim, so just saying, throwing
let
it
me
up
rope-
there.
Try to shoot that ant on the little radish.
Oh yeah, where's that? Defect. Find something far away for me.
Yeah, we're not a mile away.
A mile. I got 600 feet.
looking out over the lake, you see a fish jump about a mile out.
I don't think I can hit that far, but
Quick, quick!
Spoot suddenly comes up, be like, I heard there's fish around.
Catch a fish, hurry!
Spoot,
So
there's your breakfast.
yeah, so make an attack roll, Latest.
I mean, it's only
your
600 feet,
target.
but I have a +9 now. This is obnoxious.
Mm-hmm.
24.
Yeah, so you line up, and as soon as you release, an arrow appears just a split second before you release when you pull it back. And it's like this shimmering invisible arrow that appears. And as it releases, it flies through the air, kind of spiraling away. And as soon as it impacts on your target, it missed the way into nothing.
They disappear too?
I didn't anticipate that, but I suppose if it is calling an arrow out of nowhere, it would have to disappear. I wonder if it's the same arrow reappearing again and again, kind of like the javelin.
That poor arrow is stuck in Groundhog Day.
Oh, Jesus. Let's get some coffee before we think about that. Or
Sure,
tea?
Sure.
Is it tea in this universe? Is that it?
Some caffeinated beverage.
So
Something that
the
takes
trio goes off in search of caffeine. Meanwhile, let's go back and check in on Spoot. What are you up to this morning? You have awoken.
I have. Perhaps I slept in. I'm not sure. No one woke me, so I probably did.
Yeah, just as a note, after you cleared the villagers out of harm's way from the fire yesterday, you also sent people to tend to Suzanne, because you were the one who found her and you knew her to be unconscious.
Very good.
Yeah.
I think that let's assume that I woke up late and everyone else has left, sensing that I am alone. I will take the time for my morning meditation and prayer, and try to purge some of the anger that I was letting rise yesterday. And then I think I'd like to set out and check on some of the townsfolk and just see how they are doing, if there are any serious injuries that need healing. If there is anything serious, we'll use spell slots as per necessary to heal them, or if it just needs some bandages, I'm pretty sure I still have a couple of medicine kits. And then maybe go check on Suzanne as well.
Okay, go ahead, make an investigation check for me.
Sorry, stand by. My windows got funky.
Funky windows.
Oh, that sucks.
Yeah, so you wander out. It takes you a while. Most people seem to be dealing with things within their own homes or have already left their homes by the time you've awoken. You slept in pretty late. You do eventually get wind that the couple who owns the bar have taken in Suzanne. Craig and Viva have taken her in because she was like unconscious yesterday when she was found and tended to. So yeah. So if you want to go check in at the bar, you can.
Yeah. I will do that. Follow up.
Yeah. So yeah, you head over to the South Broke Tavern. And Craig and Viva were the two who were like chained outside at the town hall a few days before. And they were kept pretty much exhausted and in rough shape. But Viva is up and around at this point in the day. And she welcomes you into the tavern, kind of nodding at you. Hi. Welcome. What can I do for you? Oh, you're muted.
Evidently, I was not pressing the right button. I just came to see how everyone was doing. I know it's been some very trying times these days, and yeah, just wanted to see how you all were and if everyone was recuperating.
Well, yesterday was tense, but we got a lot of rest. We went to bed very early. Suzanne is still unconscious, but the bleeding has stopped, and she seems to be okay. She's still breathing. If you want to check on her,
May I? I would very much like to see her.
of course, right this way. And she leads you directly up the stairs that are by the bar that you may remember from the tavern. It is only a 2-story building, and as soon as you get up there, you realize why there wasn't a kitchen anywhere downstairs, because the only kitchen around is upstairs. Once you get up to the top of the stairs, you have found yourself in a small, cozy kitchen with a dining table and like a little resting couch. And there is a door beyond that is closed. On the little couch is the familiar form of Suzanne.
I will walk over to her, and as I do, I will kind of remember, like, oh yes, I will turn back and say, sorry, thank you. I don't think I'll be very long, but I'll just stay by her side for some time, if that's okay.
Of course. I'm starting to clean up the mess that these people made of our place. So
Yes, I'm terribly sorry. I'm sure we did not help with that either.
I would much rather clean up their blood than anyone else's.
I will just nod and turn my attention back to Suzanne.
Yep. Viva goes back downstairs and presumably begins cleaning. Yep.
Go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah, Suzanne is laid out. She is covered with a blanket. She appears to be resting peacefully. You do see that she is breathing. She has multiple stab wounds that are bandaged up, kind of right around the top part of her chest. But otherwise, she's breathing.
Is there any way I might be able to discern what sort of state she's in? Obviously, she's unconscious, but if there's anything that I can do for that.
Yeah, you can make a medicine check. Yeah.
Scoop did not rest last night, apparently.
Yeah, so with a 10, you can definitely tell that she's healing, she's alive. You have magics that heal, maybe that would work. She could just be recovering from a very stressful ordeal. She was apparently stabbed to death yesterday, so like she was clinging on for dear life. But yeah, she seems to be well bandaged. It's possible your clericy abilities might help.
I will grab both shoulders and shake vigorously. No, just kidding.
Damn, Spoot.
Wake up.
This is when
That's
Spook
the
becomes a
clericy
death
bits.
cleric.
Yeah.
Wake up,
If you
fishy.
can't live, you die.
So I am down for that transition. That sounds fun.
It's me too. But for the moment, I think I will just say some prayers over her body, and I think I will slip in some. It's all in Aquan, right? I pray in Aquan,
Mhm.
and I'll slip in some healing word at some point, and just kind of reach out and sort of lay my hand on hers.
Okay. Yeah, so you reach out and touch her hand and infuse the power of your healing word into her. The color in her face brightens a bit, and her eyes kind of flutter open. And she looks, oh, what happened? I
Well,
remember you.
It's a bit of a long story. Perhaps now is not the time to go over all of that. But suffice to say that you're safe and you're being looked after by the couple that owns this tavern.
Last thing I remember, I was being held by those bandits tied up in the storeroom of the tavern. And then something happened. And then one of them just began stabbing me.
Yes, rest assured that they're all gone now, and I think it took some time for you to recover, but here you are. You're safe, and I would take it easy. You were stabbed quite a bit, but I think you're going to recover just fine.
Yes, of course. And she reaches for her neckline and kind of pats around. By Palor's light, I could fix myself if I had my symbol.
You lost it again.
Sidebar, don't I have it?
No, you detected it somewhere in the tavern when you cast Locate Object.
Oh, sorry, that was Adis.
Oh yeah, Adis detected it somewhere in the tavern.
That's right, but we did not actually find it. You're right.
No, you didn't do any kind of searching, so.
Okay, and back in character. Spoot will go, oh yes, that was here in the tavern. But we could not locate it yet. I will look into that for you. Don't worry. I will see if I can find it. If it is here somewhere, we will search.
She nods and thank you. And kind of, I think I'm going to get a little more rest now.
I think that's a good idea. I will check on you later. If you need anything, I know that they are just downstairs.
And she kind of nods and lays back down. So your infusion of magical healing energy seems to have been productive.
Sidebar, I wasn't trying to be stingy with my spell slot. I should have just used Cure Wounds, but I knew that I had healing word prepared, so I just went with it.
It worked.
You're super stingy. I'm judging you.
Yeah.
She could have got a whole extra 1d4 of hit points. Anyway, now that she's reminded me about her clerical symbol, I think that becomes my next priority. And unless I am still kind of making my rounds.
Well, I mean, you're just upstairs in the tavern, and you know that Viva at least is downstairs.
I can start by talking to Viva and ask her if she has located it as she's been cleaning up.
Yeah. She kind of looks confused for a second, and then she's like, oh, possibly. I haven't really gone through the stuff so much as I've been really just cleaning up broken glass and bloodstains. But Yeah, over. There's a few boxes and crates that I don't know what they're all about, but they're over there. And she kind of points up against the far wall near the bar.
May I search those?
Of course.
And I will go over and search because I've definitely been on a roll today.
Yeah. Yeah. So you go through and start like poking through various things. And a lot of it is just kind of like gear. Like there's a few manacles and a bunch of rope and that kind of stuff. Stuff that you would use to restrain people, as they were obviously fond of doing to their captives. So that kind of makes sense. You do find a smaller box that contains a amulet with what you know to be a holy symbol of Palor. It's got like this sun motif. You've seen it before. You also find a small sized dagger. Except there's something weird about the dagger. The tip is blunted, and the edges are blunted.
Is this a dagger I see before me?
It is. It's just blunted.
Or
Like all the edges are blunted.
Is that a blunted dagger in your pocket?
Yeah.
No, that's the clericy bits.
And right with the dagger, there is a pouch that contains a lot of strange bits and pieces of stuff. Go ahead, make a religion check for me, Spoot.
Oh gosh, perhaps I should give myself guidance, but you know what? Let's just see what happens.
Oh,
Yeah,
Let's see.
with an 18, you recognize these as spell components.
Oh, very good. Thanks, Spoot.
Yeah, they are material spell components. They're in this leather pouch that has kind of flowers embroidered all over it and like ivy vines and stuff. It doesn't seem like it would go with Suzanne's motif, her theme.
how did Carolee's spell component pouch get here?
I was about to say, can I use insight in some way to make an educated guess as to whose these belong to? Be it
Sure, go for it. Yeah,
either cleric or Olive?
go for it. With a 19 insight, yeah, these spell components definitely would be used by someone who heals, like actively heals with their magic. But you know that because Suzanne has a holy symbol, she doesn't use material components unless they cost like significant amounts of gold. She doesn't need like this twig of mistletoe and this sprig of thyme. So you're not sure who would use this necessarily, but somebody in town's probably, because it probably wasn't that crazy masked dude who was slinging spells at you.
I
Yeah,
mean, a floral kind of a guy.
no.
You never know. Don't judge a book by its
You
cover.
also get the sense that it probably wasn't his because it was tucked away with like other people's stuff.
Oh, sure. I was going to say every rose does have its thorn, but anyway,
Thank you, Brett Michaels.
I will go. I couldn't help it. I'm a bard in another life. I will go upstairs then and return Suzanne
Well,
for her.
before you do find one other small little box. And it's taller than it is wide. It's like a 6-inch tall box with like 4-inch sides, so it's a little taller, and the top kind of opens off. And inside, you see 4 vials, like stoppered vials.
Oh. Okay.
Drink it.
Yeah.
Do you pull one out?
This one. I will see if I can get some kind of first impression of them. Yes.
You pull them out, and they are a red liquid. They appear to have like some kind of glittery opalescence to them.
Where were these?
Apparently, they were in a box.
Where are the rocks?
We were right there this whole
We're
time.
right here in the tavern the whole time. Spook doesn't actually say that. That's just me. Then I will carefully put those away, and along with the other things that I deem of value, the blunted dagger, oddly enough, and the holy symbol, and the almost said clerical bits, the spell components.
Yeah.
And then I will go return to Suzanne to give her her holy symbol.
All right. You wake her up and give her her holy symbol. And she smiles and thanks you as she clutches it, not in like a greedy "this is mine" kind of way, but in a like return of a treasured friend kind of way, as though a part of her has been restored.
Her face suddenly looks like Gollum for a split second.
No, because she's not corrupted in that way. But you do see her mutter a few prayers and make a few hand signs, and then you see vitality kind of flow through her body. You know that she used at least 2 spell slots of Cure Wounds on herself. But her wounds appear to have closed. She's got a few... She'll probably have scars, but she has removed the bandages and kind of pulled her clothing back up around herself, her robes. And she gets up and smiles and thanks you for returning her holy symbol to her.
Very cool. Now I feel extra guilty for not just... If that didn't work, I was just going to cure wound her, but it did, so...
No, I mean,
Yeah,
it worked. Like, it brought her back to consciousness with hit points. She was just weak and exhausted. She's still tired, and, like, she's not 100%. Like, it's going to take a few days for her to get back.
Yeah, I had a friend that went through this once, and... no, I'm just kidding. Yeah, I will say you're very welcome. And then I will pull out the spell components, and knowing that it's not hers, I will just ask her, you don't happen to know who these may belong to, do you? And I'll show her the bag.
Oh, yes. I believe that to be Flora's. She's a local halfling who is a medicinal individual. She uses magics of some kinds to heal people, but she's not religious, so I'm not sure.
Is that Spoot's thinking to himself? Is that who Olive went off with, or do I even know that?
You know that Olive went off with a little goblin woman, yeah.
Okay.
And she may have mentioned her friend's name at some point.
Cool. Then I will reply, well, if you would like to return those to her, then I will give them to you. Otherwise, I'm happy to do it myself. I'm just not sure I've met this Flora.
Well, I'm sure she would be delighted to meet you. She's a very kind woman. Keeps to herself for the most part, but she gives you some directions. She lives off by one of the edges of town. She's got a little garden that she grows things in. And she gives you directions. And
Okay.
thank you. I think I'm feeling much better now. I will give my thanks to Craig and Viva and make my way back to the shrine and check in on how it has fared these trying weeks.
I think that's a very good idea, but just remember to take it easy.
Oh, yes.
I
have no intention of being a hero. I'll leave that to you and your friends.
Spoot will just kind of sigh, and a small turtle-shaped tear will fall down his... I'm just kidding. Now he'll just sort of nod and say, well, if you would excuse me, I will go see if I can return these. And I'll hold up the bag.
Of course. So you depart the tavern, and you make your way to this Flora woman's place. Meanwhile, Olive, you have awoken on a couch to the smell of bacon cooking on a frying pan.
Excellent. Excellent. Olive is just going to get up and enjoy a very homely sort of morning. Maybe have some tea or coffee or whatever it is people around these parts drink in the morning.
Yeah.
And, kind of, pretend that the last several weeks haven't happened for a half an hour or so and just, sit by the fire, maybe in the garden.
Yeah. Flora does not like actively engage you in like prying conversation. That's not her nature. The reason you two get along is because she's fairly quiet and keeps to herself. You have this easy, companionable silence between you. It's not that you don't talk; you absolutely do. She's just not going to force conversation.
I mean, I'm going to check up on her and make sure she's not injured. I did find her in a cage, so I will ask her if she's injured or requires any help or that sort of thing.
They kind of kept me away from everybody because they thought that by keeping someone who's so beloved by the town, because I fix the broken bones and that kind of stuff, they figured that by keeping me, it would be another incentive against the townsfolk doing anything aggressive towards the bandits. They weren't very nice. They were all kinds of jerks, especially that dwarf woman. She was a real pain in the ass. She was a bitch.
Yeah, I noticed.
She's crazy, Olive. That axe of hers, she's crazy with it. She just pushes people around left and right. It's not a good thing.
Yeah, we exchanged some words at one point.
Well, hopefully somebody catches her one day and takes care of her, because she's trouble. She wasn't as crazy as that Goliath was, though. That guy was ruthless.
Where did he go?
Oh, I don't know. He was here when they all came. There were more of them than that came at first. They came in a massive wave. They pretty much broke through the gate. The Goliath actually just struck it down with his glaive. It was terrifying. Or at least that's what I heard. I mean, I wasn't there, but...
Have you been in the stables in a cage for weeks?
Yeah, pretty much. People put up a fight and some people were killed. I tried to heal them and get them back on their feet, but we were overrun. They were just too skilled and too many and too aggressive. They had archers, and there was this one archer who was really skilled. He didn't kill anybody, though. He shot people in the shoulders, in the arm, through the leg. And he kind of got yelled at for it. But then there was Lakama, the dwarf.
Yeah, we're acquainted.
Yeah, and then the Goliath. They seem to be the three in charge. Olive, make a history check for me.
History is not my strong suit.
Okay. So this conversation continues for a while. But something about her describing the archer to you nagged at your brain for some reason.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, you don't know why.
Mysterious.
But yeah. But you have this conversation, and she has made you some breakfast, and she's moving slowly because, she's been cramped in a cage for a while. But you go out, you have some tea in the garden, she joins you, finish a cup, move in. It's a very companionable sort of couple hours go by. And then there's a knock on the door. Oh.
Not my house. I'm not going to answer the door.
No, of course not. Oh, who is it? Spoot, you hear on the other side of the door.
It's I'm Spoot. I don't believe we've met. Is this Flora?
Yeah. Who are you? Sorry.
Yeah. Sorry again. We
He's one of the people that came with me. He's
Oh,
okay.
Oh, you're one of Olive's friends. Okay. Just a moment. And Olive, you see Flora cast a spell, and suddenly her goblin visage is gone, and she is in the form of a halfling. And she opens the door. Hi. Welcome. Please, come in. It's nice to meet you. Spoot, is it? I'm Flora. I'm a friend of Olive's.
Nice to meet you, Flora. I see that Olive is already inside. Oh, hi, Olive. How are you this morning? Morning?
All right.
Afternoon? What time of day it is?
Tea?
It's late morning.
Yes, thank you. I will take some tea if it's okay with you. And I look at Flora.
Oh yeah, of course. Please sit down. It's the least I can do for someone who helped save me in the town. Sure. And a few moments later, she comes back with a very nice herbal tea.
Oh, thank you. Sorry for the intrusion. I just came out this way because I believe I found something that belongs to you. And I will I will show her the bag.
Oh, my component pouch. Oh, thank you very much. And she kind of reaches out and takes it. Oh, it's so nice. I've had this for a long time. It's very sentimental to me. I appreciate that you have returned it to me. That's very nice. I thought I'd lost it.
Well, I found it among some confiscated belongings in the
You
tavern.
didn't find... this is going to sound weird. You didn't find a dagger with no tip, did you?
I did, in fact, but I thought it was useless, so I threw it away. No, just kidding.
What?
Sue will say, you don't mean this dagger by any chance, do you? And I'll pull it out of my little pouch.
Oh, yeah, that's it. And she kind of like takes it from you. I thought I lost this too. I'm not really much of a fighter. I prefer heal things, but it's good to have something for defense anyway. And I just don't want to kill anybody. So
I was curious as to why your blade had no edge.
yeah, I mean, like you poke somebody with a metal thing, and it'll still hurt. You don't have to stab it through them.
Yeah, no, I suppose that's fair. Yeah. Spook kind of ponders that for a moment.
Yeah, and she kind of
Weapon for the sake of damage.
it's a dagger, except it does bludgeoning damage. It's like a sai, you know.
Okay. That was a sidebar. Sorry.
Yeah.
Very
Back into
small
things.
club.
Yeah. She kind of puts the dagger just kind of on the table next to her as she sits down. Well, thank you so much. Please enjoy the tea.
Oh, it's amazing, actually. I have not had a good tea in quite some time.
I do grow it myself.
Oh, do you? I am a bit of an amateur, I must admit, but I am marginally interested in herbs and the like. Do you mind if I could see your garden, if you have one?
Oh, of course. Right this way. And she kind of leaves her teacup and motions you to follow as she goes out the back door.
This could get very boring, but I'm just very curious as to like if there's anything I can learn from her about herbs or making tea, perhaps, or anything I can look for in the wild to RP all of this if you don't want.
No, because I don't know it, but she does.
Olive's going to sharpen the dagger that she left behind.
That's rude. That's not what she wanted.
I mean, like, it's not just like it's not sharp. It is purposefully blunted, like it's ground flat on the edges and on the tip.
Let's see what I can do to clean it up and, improve upon it.
Cool. Do you have a whetstone?
No.
Just
Why
take
would I be carrying?
just
Then,
cast heat metal on it, and then get out a hammer.
Are you proficient with blacksmith
mending?
tools?
I am not proficient with blacksmith tools.
Do you
Not
have
even
blacksmith tools?
No.
Then
No, I got
you're
none of
going to have a hard time trying to get an edge on this thing.
I'll be so upset the next time she goes to bludgeon stab someone and it pierces them and they die. She's going to be traumatized.
Surely there's a thing around for like sharpening kitchen knives or something. I'm in her kitchen, for God's sake.
Yeah. You can start rustling around in there. But she takes you out, Spoot, into the garden, Flora, and she spends about 15 minutes talking to you about the various herbs that she's got growing for teas specifically. If you ask about more medicinal stuff, she brings you to another section and spends another 10 minutes pointing these out. A lot of them are stuff that she can find in the woods, out on the grasslands that are local. But she has transported some as seedlings and imported a few for certain things.
Do I?
And she gives you a couple recipes for like salves and balms.
Very nice.
Yeah.
That's very nice. Do I perhaps learn anything useful as to like identifying new herbs that perhaps I didn't know about or
Yeah.
aware of in this area?
Yeah, totally. You find that like some of your spells, like the material components that you could use if you didn't have a holy symbol, are just like regionally replaced. Like one of your spells requires, as you knew it and learned it, as a material component requires a certain moss or lichen from the swamp, but she's able to get the same effect with a sprig of spearmint.
Very cool. It probably smells much better too.
Yeah. And you begin to realize, Spoot, that some spellcasting material components may be able to be replaced or vary depending on the region a person is from.
Very cool. I probably realized that most of these may not totally be necessary if I'm using my holy symbol. But perhaps there's something I can prepare maybe akin to a healing potion, or at least something that I could prepare like at the campfire at night. If nothing else, tea would be nice.
Yeah, you can definitely ask her about it. And after you've probably been there about like 40 minutes now, and she brings you back inside. And she presents you a little satchel full of some of her herbal tea, her favorite blend of herbal tea, which she claims promotes like joint and gut health and is also very relaxing.
That sounds fantastic.
I cannot thank you enough for your incredible hospitality and imparting some of this knowledge on me. This is fantastic. I'm sure that the rest of my party will be very excited to try some of this special tea.
I'm sure. Well, thank everybody for me. I tend to keep to myself for the most part, but if you or your friends ever want to stop by, you're welcome to. Olive's, one of my good friends here, so.
Well, thank you so much, and I will not take up any more of your time. If you'll excuse me, I will. I think I'm going to go check out that lake that I saw so near.
Oh yeah, it's Broke Lake, so have fun.
Thank you, and Spoot will leave.
Okay.
And that is it, everyone. After 26 or so sessions, I finally learned how to play Knowledge Cleric.
Yeah. So Spoot has departed, Olive. Flora looks back at you with kind of a smile on her face, on this halfling visage that she is currently in. Well, he seems nice.
He's a cleric.
Yeah.
That's supposed to be.
He's got clericy bits.
Oh, yeah, he's okay.
That's never going to die, isn't it? That's how it's gonna be.
No.
Not if I can help it.
Well, hey. I guess I'll just have to get rid of him. Cool.
That's just rude.
I don't understand.
Neither do I. We'll have to go with it.
Next time Spook goes down, something has vanished.
You thought it was in the shell, but hey.
And then he becomes a bard.
Okay, I can work with this.
Wonderful.
Lose your cleric bits and become a death cleric.
So, Olive, you continue your chat with Flora for a while. What do you want? What is your plan?
Mostly just to, hang out and relax and pretend all the terribleness hasn't happened for a little bit for the morning.
Okay.
Eventually I'm going to have to go back to my cave, I guess, and see what terribleness is there, but that's a couple hours away, so that's not a
Yeah. You,
that's not enough
I mean, the
movement.
last time you were there, before you all came to town, it was kind of a mess. Stuff was broken and thrown aside. Anything valuable you had was taken.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, I think at this point Olive is mostly, weighing whether she's going to go back to her cave or, continue on hunting these bandits.
fair enough. Our trio,
But,
what are you up to after your morning of inscribing and magic totem goodness?
I imagine we're marching through,
Caffeine.
probably still discussing.
Yeah, you
whether
were
I'm
able to find some source of caffeine, so that's fine.
perfect.
I just open up a portal. Me, Grig, and Defect go back to Red Sand.
we split the party.
Do you try to go back to Red Sand? Is that or
No,
are you
no,
just
no. I'm
okay?
just kidding.
Okay.
But I imagine we're just heading back to find either Spoot or Olive.
Yeah, as you are kind of walking around post tea absorption, you do see Spoot with your eagle eyes. He's heading down towards the edge of the lake, the dock area. He's actually
sitting out in
like
the garden by now.
he's actually off to the side of the docks on like this little beach. Where there's a couple. There's a kid on the beach, like building a sand castle, kind of absent-mindedly, as Spoot is kind of walking towards the shoreline.
Okay. Does he look sad?
Make an insight check.
All right.
From a mile
Or the
away.
kid.
From
Yeah.
a mile away.
Hard to read. Hard to read, Spoot.
Wait, how far away are we from Spoot?
You're a good distance away. Probably. It's probably like a half mile down to the docks.
Okay.
Defect
Hey.
was just able to pick him out because the town slopes down towards the water. So
Mm-hmm.
Spoot doesn't really look like anybody else.
also, yeah, only turtle in town. I'll just say it now. Only turtle around.
Nice to see that.
Should we sneak up on Spoot?
And do what?
I don't know. Push
I
him
mean-
into the water.
Be careful.
I don't
he's
know.
ticklish.
I feel
He's
like
what?
He's ticklish.
Oh no.
normally I'd say yes, but he's been kind of, not spooty lately. I don't want to break him. Does that make sense? I mean,
He does
I
seem
don't. I
rather,
can't really tell most of the time, but
it's different trying to read a turtle. Turtle.
sure, I mean, I can't read you either, so
You're just a confusing ball of anger and curiosity.
yeah. But should we? I don't. Sometimes that's annoying, sneaking up on people. I've learned that.
I was thinking maybe we could make him laugh, but I guess
Laughing's good.
maybe. But you're right. I mean, he hasn't seemed very mentally okay with dispatching of the bandit. Seems to have perturbed him a little bit.
Yeah. How do you fix that?
I don't know. It's personally, I mean, it's different killing beasts or things, but then your own species. It's kind of, I'm not gonna lie, it did feel really weird. Given it was for a good cause, I guess, but I don't know. I guess like he is far more religious out of any of us, I believe. So there are probably certain morals that he's trying to hold to, or thinks he's trying to stay away from.
Should we ask him about that? Would that help?
No, but I also didn't think that any of us would think that we were gonna go in and kill like 30 people. Like sentient humans as opposed to a chimera in the middle of the grasslands.
Yeah, it's harder.
Given, I'm not saying chimeras aren't sentient, but things
No,
that
yeah, killing
speak to you.
humanoids is harder for sure because they like plan stuff.
Adis gets a letter of protest from the United Chimera Association.
Right? I mean, they can also speak to you, whereas I couldn't understand a single thing the chimera was roaring about.
Maybe he was just trying to tell you about his afternoon.
Telling
Maybe.
you his grocery list.
We will never
More
know.
languages.
Yeah.
I will get
Yeah.
there. Just let me take the
Alright.
prodigy feat, and I'll have 3 more. Or the linguist.
I mean, okay. I guess should we go? We'll go say hi. Wait, where's Olive? Olive didn't stay with us. I guess
don't know.
this is Olive's
Was
home.
she-
Do you think Olive's gonna come with us? Are we losing Olive? Already?
I don't know. I mean, we can wait a while. I don't know if we want to stay here another day or just head back to Red Sand. I mean, I want to. This village is cute. I kind of like exploring.
I want to kill that lady.
I mean, we might find her on the road.
Yeah.
So-
Okay, let's go find Spook.
Well, Spoot's right there.
Yeah, so
Spoot!
you all go and approach Spoot. Spoot, you hear your friends. Before you hear them, though, that you have made it to the shoreline. What do you have in mind?
Oh, I have made it to the shoreline.
Yes.
Has Spoot noticed anywhere that he might take a long branch or cane or reed type plant? Is any of that growing about?
There is a large set of like cat of nine cattail reeds growing over in one kind of shallow area with some lily pads.
Okay, that's good to know. I think Spoot would like to fish, but he's realizing that he's obviously not prepared to do so. I'm fairly certain I don't have any fishing line.
There are also people like on the dock with. There's one old man on the dock with a pole, just kind of sitting on the edge of the dock.
Oh, okay. I think I'd very carefully and quietly kind of walk up near him and maybe just sit down beside him. Not too close, mind you. I respect the fishing distance.
Mm-hmm.
Social distancing.
Yeah.
Stealthiest turtle around.
Yeah. So you kind of sit yourself down a couple feet away from this guy as he kind of like pulls the line back up and flings it back out again. So you're one of the ones who rescued us, huh? Sonny?
Well, yeah, I suppose so. At least we tried. We did our best.
Well, I appreciate it. You got my son out of that burning building.
Well, I'm very glad to hear that. I was devastated to hear that we lost some, but I wanted to save as many as possible.
Well, you know, that wasn't really your fault. You didn't set the fire, did you?
Spoot's like, did we set the fire? No, we did not set the fire.
Well, you didn't invade the town and kidnap everybody and separate us old folks from the youngins and separate the kiddies from the parents, did you?
No, I.
Did
very
you
much-
put all the able-bodied folk to work in the fields and in the boats all day long, doing all the work?
No,
While you threatened them? Did you?
I like this guy a lot, actually. I just want you to keep interrupting me when I answer because I think that's perfect. Like legitimately.
We should bring
Well,
him
are you
along.
are you going to answer this guy?
Therapist.
Yeah, I will just start stumbling a word. No.
I didn't
no.
think so. So then why are you taking all the blame? You didn't do it. Those jerks did it.
You're right.
I know I'm right. You don't get this old by being wrong, do you?
That's a fair point. I'm sure you know a thing or two about these parts.
Now the things I could tell you.
Well, I am curious. How is the fishing around here?
Honestly, by the docks, pretty shit. But out in the lake, that's where you'll get the good stuff. Mm-hmm.
Oh, I see.
I've caught trout as big as my arm out in the deep waters there.
I think Spoot's mouth is watering just a little bit.
Yeah, cook up real nice too. Red trout.
Where would one go in town if they wanted to procure some fishing equipment?
Oh, well, the main repository burned down yesterday, so well, I mean, if you want a rod, here you can have mine as a thank you. Then he pushes his rod towards you.
Oh no, I really couldn't. No, thank you. I did not do this for any reward, but
Just take the damn rod.
Well, if you don't want it, and he kind of whips out the line again. It seems he's doing it more for the act of fishing than actually wanting to catch anything. You know how fishermen are.
That's true. I do.
Yeah.
My grandfather. This reminds me. Anyway, I tell you what. Maybe I can strike a bargain with you. Perhaps you could let me borrow your fishing equipment, and I can try it myself sometime when you're not using it, of course.
All right, sure. You just let me know when.
Also, how do you suggest I get out further to the good fishing spots? Am I gonna need to borrow a boat of some kind?
Well, either a boat or swim.
Okay.
You walk on.
I'm just guessing that you can swim.
I'm not the most elegant swimmer, we should say, but I do okay.
Ah, well, good. Good. I like that.
Well, I hope we are staying here maybe a little while. Whenever you finish fishing, I'll see about borrowing that rod from you. Whereabouts do you stay?
Oh, I live in the little brown house over there. And he points to a small little cottage right by the docks. Seems like he likes being near the water of the lake.
Appreciate that. Well, I'm sorry, I'm being very rude. My name is Spoot, and I'll kind of hold out my hand claw.
Spook, nice to meet you. I'm Pete.
The pleasure is mine, Pete.
Yeah,
Well,
call me Old Pete.
old Pete.
My
Well,
son is
I-
Young Pete, who you saved, by the way.
Well, I would be honored to meet young Pete. I hope he's half the fisherman you are.
Oh, I hope not. He's the town tailor. It'd be bad if he was a fisherman.
That's a fair point. Well, I will leave you to the fishing, old Pete. Thank you so much for your company.
Yeah, of course. You're welcome here anytime. And he just kind of sets the line back out. And as you get up, Spoot, you see Defect, Grig, and Adis walking your direction.
How close are they? Because I know that two of them are eagle. Well, I know one of them is eagle-eyed.
They're a good, 100 feet away.
I also have super hearing.
I'll say, "Oh, it's that stupid human," and I'm just kidding. No, I'll just wave.
Cool. As the four of you meet up, I think that's a good place to take our break for the evening. So we will be back in about 5 minutes with our continuation and the next half of tonight's episode. So thank you, everyone, for watching. Thank you for being part of our first affiliate stream. And we will be back in a few minutes. See you then.
clericy bits in it.
Hello, everybody. Thank you, Tanner. Thank you. Thank you so much for that.
I'm great at openings.
I bet you are. Heyo. Hello, everyone. We are back. Thank you for sticking around. We are excited to continue on now that Defect, Grig, and Adis have met up with Spoot on the docks of the town of Southbroke on the shore of Broke Lake.
Who's Broke Lake?
The lake is called Broke Lake.
Oh, okay.
And Spoot's gonna fix it.
Not with a healing word, you're not.
If you had kept talking to the old man, maybe he could have told you why it's called that, but you didn't keep talking to him.
Well, because I was very self-conscious at the point that I had been talking a lot.
It's good for you.
We like it.
Maybe if you ask to like an Aquan.
That's not a bad idea, actually. What language does a lake speak? Knowledge roll.
It's water.
Aquan, it would
It's
speak.
water. It must be
water.
Aquan.
Water would speak water.
If it is sentient, remember the sound of Aquan is the sounds of water. Like when you speak Aquan, you sound like rushing currents and waves and raindrops and all these like water forms.
I would like to imagine that Spoot just sounds like the water that laps on the edge of a little pool in a brook.
Yeah, that's your dialect. I love it. So the four of you have come together on the docks. What do you want to do?
How are you holding up today?
Oh, I'm actually I'm having an okay day. Thank you. I was able to return some confiscated items back to some of the townsfolk that they belong to, and just having a conversation here with Old Pete about the best fishing spot on the lake. And I'll kind of point over to Old Pete.
I didn't tell you the best fishing spot.
Well, a good fisherman never would reveal the best. And I'll kind of wink at him.
That's right. And he just goes back to fishing.
Where have you all been?
I helped Defect with something, and then Greg helped me Defect with something. But
Also, which do you think is more likely? That Defect was a human who gradually absorbed robotic parts and learned to adapt to use them, or a robot who sort of learned to adapt to being human? Or I just thought of this one. What if
Point of order, construct, not robot.
construct? Right. Oops, sorry.
I imagine that Grig just purposely says robot.
Nobody knows what Grig is ever talking about because they just make up these words.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or what if Defect has a human soul that was put into a construct body that was made to be adaptable so that it could adapt to being the vessel for something human. Or maybe not human, but like goblin or orc or,
I mean, he does have emotions, which wouldn't be...
Right, but which one is more plausible? Just absorbing the spirit, absorbing actual physical parts, in which direction?
It's making my head hurt.
Random question before I give an answer in character. Is there anything that might lend its help to me making an educated guess here? I don't know how much I know about constructs. I know not much is known.
Yeah, you could make an Arcana roll.
I don't think it happened. There he goes.
Okay. A 12.
Well, it's not rolling with advantage anymore. Weird.
Yeah, there's a setting you can adjust to it.
It's doing it.
Weird. Yeah, so with a 12, you are unsure of really anything about constructs. It's not really your bag. You know what they are. They are magically created creatures, usually in humanoid shape, but not always. And they perform a task of some kind, generally speaking. But you're not too sure about how they would be alive or how you would turn them alive or anything like that. That's you have no idea about that. You know that people's souls can be coaxed back to their bodies in some rare cases. You've seen it happen with Caerly.
Greg, I I think that last option it might be quite plausible, actually. That's some good thinking. I honestly have no idea, though. Although I'm fairly certain it's not the first.
It's human absorbing construct parts, or that it was a construct absorbing human part.
That one.
Okay.
But that last option, that does make you wonder.
You mean to say that I used to be like Adis?
Oh,
Well, maybe not Adis. You also could be like Olive, or maybe even like me. But like, someone who walks
But
and
definitely
talks.
not
I
like
say human
Adis.
loosely. It's mostly about humanoid,
Excuse
not
you.
a beast.
I think what Grig is describing may be something that some would call a soul,
Something.
which could be, in this case, in anything humanoid.
I'm assuming any creature has a soul. Anything that's alive.
Yes, but I think if he was another creature and that soul was put in this construct, he would perhaps behave very differently.
I mean,
So
he
I
does
think
have
it's safe
anger
to say-
issues.
Oh,
Yeah.
Maybe there's a mixture of some.
I don't know. Do you feel like a squirrel defect? Or a bear? Do you feel like a bear?
He's the eagle wolf.
That was about as close as I got to a squirrel.
Sometimes you feel like a nut, sometimes you don't. Sorry.
Anyway,
Welcome
sorry,
to
that's what
tonight's
I've been thinking
episode. We're
about.
called Innuendos. So thank you.
And old candy commercials.
Right. Anyway, that's what I've been thinking about. Sorry. What are we? Wait, where's Olive? Are we being helpful? What are we doing? Hi.
I did see Olive this morning. She was at a halfling's house. Flora, I think, is her name. I went out there to return something that I think belonged to her, and in fact, it did. They were having tea. Flora gave me some amazing tea that I would be happy to make for everyone tonight, perhaps at the campfire.
Well, I guess I like tea.
Well, that's okay if you don't. I'm sorry. I am actually curious. Adis was very vague on the things that you were doing this morning. What were those exactly? Was there something that Grig had built?
Do you see anything different about defect?
Do
I
I
still-
see?
Yeah, looking over Defect now, you see a couple. You notice a couple things. First of all, Defect now has pupils, where before he did not, and they look like those of an eagle or some other kind of raptor bird of prey. And also, there is a new emblem that has merged itself with his upper torso. That looks to be the pattern of feathers.
Ah, well, that's very interesting. How did you come across these changes, Defect?
With the help of Adis, he constructed a new totem.
Oh, very cool.
You now see your
Don't say very cool. It's not a spook thing to say.
Interesting.
Sorry, Mike, you were trying to tell me what it did.
Oh, I was just joking. Defect will make a joke and say, "I can now see your soul," and like his eyes will just like enlarge and just like peer into him.
Do I notice a change in his eyes?
Yeah, his pupils expand a little bit.
Insight check. Is he peering into my soul?
Go for it.
Joke, Spook doesn't have a soul.
It's giggling, cackling rather.
Peering into your clericy bits.
What's happening?
Defect, how does Spook's port
With an
look?
insight of 17, Spoot, you determine that Defect is staring at you, but there's no way he can see your soul. Like he's just looking at you intensely.
I'm just gonna kind of look back at like both not knowing how to respond, but also like kind of impressed that some changes happened, and I can sense that something's different.
Yeah, totally.
He can
I can
see
also-
better than I can.
I can also do this, Spoot, and I chuck my javelin just like out into the lake,
All right. You see this javelin soar out into the lake and go plunk in the water, and
What-
then
what? That?
and then after about 6 seconds, the javelin kind of reappears in Defect's hands, and his hand automatically closes around it to catch it again.
There's the fish at the end of the spear.
That'd be so awesome.
No, but there is like a leather boot at the end of the spear.
Whoa.
Greg,
Yeah.
you said you wanted new shoes.
Well, no, like I can make my boots do something.
Oh.
It's another one of these. Like I can make my boots do or somebody's boots do something. And then I also and also the sending stones. Like those are other things that like I might need to do, so you might not be able to use them like this.
That was
Gotcha.
incredible. Did Greg did you do this?
Yeah,
That's incredible.
yeah. I mean, it's useful, right? I forgot that I could do it for a while. Like it didn't seem useful, and now we're like fighting more. It seems useful.
I think it's very useful. That was incredibly impressive. Wow, morning well spent.
So, are we collecting Olive, or are we just headed back to Red Sand?
Oh,
Because she asked us to only free her town. I don't know if...
well, I
After that.
suppose we could check. I could start back in the direction of Flores to see if perhaps she's still there. Otherwise, she may have made her way to the tavern. I should have asked her before I left, but perhaps we split up. And if you don't see her at the tavern, maybe just wait on me. I'll come back.
Oh,
Okay.
are we gonna would we leave Olive? I guess we could. We only just met Olive, but also we only just met you, and we stayed together. Is this how things work?
Well, I suppose if Olive wants to come on this journey with us, she's more than welcome. I'm not one to say who can and cannot travel with us. Although I was kind of hoping to stay here at least maybe another part of the day. Old Pete promised me the ability to use his fishing equipment.
I'm sure we can't just buy one back in Red Sand. I'm sure.
Why are we going to Red Sand? Where are we gonna go next?
Armor
I thought we
there.
were gonna defeat the outlaws and become famous.
That's true.
I do think that it may be a bit premature to leave the town, as obviously the dwarven woman has escaped, and we do know that there is in fact a Goliath about. I have no reason to believe that they won't try to come back and retake this town.
Yeah, but are we just gonna sit here and wait for them to come back with far more numbers than they had here?
Have you ever watched The Magnificent Seven?
I don't think so. I don't think that came out 1,000 years ago.
Do you know the tale of The Magnificent Seven?
No, regale me with this legend.
Okay, let's talk to Olive too.
Yes, I think we should have a very serious conversation about how we might prepare for their return. I believe that leaving this town immediately may leave them defenseless, and they may just end up in the same fate they were before.
Well, I guess we can talk about it. I just don't really see staying here for a prolonged period of time as anything useful.
Why don't we just go hunt them down?
I would
We'll
prefer
talk to
that.
Olive.
That's not a bad idea, and yes, I think we should just get Olive's. Sorry, I just saw that Defect was trying to roll deception.
What?
I got distracted. I lost what I was saying. Yes, let's talk to Olive. Enough talking from the turtle. No more talking, turtle. Silence.
All right. So Olive, some more time passes, and eventually you decide to, how long are you going to stay with Flora? Because she's just kind of going about her day.
I was going to sit in the garden as long as I could.
Okay.
Mostly
Yeah.
because Olive is in a little bit of denial about what comes next and what she's going to do.
Sure. Yeah. So
you're probably in the garden where I would see people passing by.
Yeah, Flora is totally fine if you want to just sit in the garden. She's not going to be like, get out, buddy. She's perfectly fine. I was just checking to see if you wanted to do anything. But time passes, and indeed, you see your companions heading up towards Flora's cottage. Flora is inside, or maybe in the back garden. She is not visible to public eye, but
Okay.
or you. But you all meet up at this little cottage that has a garden out front that kind of wraps around to one side. And you see Olive sitting in a chair next to a smaller chair that is empty.
Drinking more tea.
Yep, drinking tea. What do you do?
Oh, hey guys. What y'all been doing?
Carving stuff and having philosophical discussions.
And talking about fishing. Which is what is new since I last saw you, Olive.
Oh, not much. I've just been sort of, decompressing and relaxing. I suppose. I suppose. I suppose I can only ignore the rest of the world for so long before, How are things in the rest of the town? I guess I should go check in on people.
Well, I did check on Suzanne today, and she is doing much better. She's up and about. I returned her holy symbol to her, and I looked at Adis when I say this, which was, in fact, in the tavern. Very good.
I'm there. I didn't follow you. I went to the bar.
Oh, I will not say that.
We're going to the tavern.
I will say that. I'm
Oh,
a bit
you can head to
confused.
you can have headed to the tavern if you wanted to.
I thought I didn't know we were all headed to Flora's.
I thought you were all staying together.
I missed that part. Okay, yeah, sure, I'm with them.
Okay.
Well, you can do whatever you want. I just said I was going to go to Flora's. We're all together. That's a better idea.
Okay.
All right. Well, I will. I'll put my tea mug, in the sink, and okay. I guess it's time to face the world again.
Okay.
And I will, accompany them to the tavern.
Okay.
Flora, a halfling or a goblin right now?
You do not see Flora.
Oh, okay. Where's your friend? Is this your friend's house?
This is my friend's house. She's I think she's out back doing some gardening.
Oh. Cool.
I'm gonna poke my head out back and say hey, I'm gonna go down to the tavern for a bit. It's been thanks for letting me hang out in your garden this afternoon.
No problem. Anytime. Thanks again, Olive. Yeah. Yeah, Flora and you are not a pair to prolong a goodbye, so.
No. Just it's been lovely sitting in your garden. I'm gonna go talk to these people now.
Yep. All right, cool. So you depart with the rest of the group. You all head over to the tavern. While you're there, Craig has joined Viva. They're cleaning up some stuff. Craig is apparently removing the bits of broken glass from that front window, seeming like he's boarding up or getting ready to board it up from the outside when you all kind of show up, and he's like, "Oh, hey."
Hi. Can we get a drink?
Well,
Or at least I want a drink.
Sure. Yeah. Come on in. And he kind of walks in. Viva's in there. It is much cleaner than when it previously was. Viva is still working on a few bloodstains. But yeah, they or he brings you all in. You sit down at the bar. What do you want? I haven't done a full inventory on what's left since those.
Anything that isn't ale.
Gotcha. Let's see. And he kind of starts rifling around various bottles that seem to be oof, pretty much empty and just kind of put back because he spends a good like couple minutes looking around and kind of shifting thing and opening cabinets. He's like, they may have cleaned out just about everything. Let me go check the back room. There might be
The
something
town
left.
was recently ransacked, you know.
It's worth a shot. I mean, I have the mushroom ale, or liquor, but I don't think it's just the morning. Or midday. It's too early.
Yeah, it's probably about midday by this point.
Yeah, it's too early for that.
So a few minutes go by, and Craig comes back, kind of with a concerned look on his face. Sorry, I didn't find any bottles, but I did find this, and I'm not sure what it is or what it says, but here. And he presents you with like a crumpled piece of paper that's like folded over.
I'll open it.
Cool. Allow me to show you what you see. You see this.
Saving throw. I think that's Dwarvish. Is it? Can I read it?
What languages do you speak?
I speak Common, Goblin, Primordial, Sylvan, and Deep Speech.
You cannot read these letters, no.
Goblin or orc?
Can anybody read this? It hurts my head.
Interestingly, Olive, you recognize the letters.
Eh.
The letters are indeed of the Dwarven alphabet, but they are rearranged in a weird way. It is akin to attempting to read Spanish if you don't speak it.
It's a code!
I've heard of that. The people in my village, thieves can't? Is that what this is, or is it?
No, it's just in Dwarvish.
Oh, I never had a need for that language.
It's the same alphabet as Orcish, but it's,
Interesting. Can anybody else read this?
Nope.
Spook, do you have magic for this?
I don't actually.
Yeah. Well, indeed, as you are all like passing the letter around and kind of moving around, Viva has come over to like clean up a little, and like throw stuff into a bucket of rags behind the bar. And she says, "Oh, that's not Dwarven. That's Giant."
Mm.
God damn it, that was the language I was going to choose. Okay. What? Can you read it?
Yeah.
Can you tell us what it says, please?
Oh, sure. Yeah, no problem. Let's see here. It says Lakama. Ugh, hate her. She's horrible. Bodo has secured a manor in Fey Harbor. He calls it Tower Manor. He has also shared with me that he is suspicious of Calv. Who's Calv?
I have no idea. I didn't know these people until I started killing them yesterday.
Apparently the old fool's heart isn't in the work anymore. May have to replace him. Ooh, her voice just shifted.
It happens to the best of us.
Apparently the old fool's heart isn't in the work anymore. May have to replace him soon. Keep the peasants under control. I am now the Baron of Southbrook, and I will use that to gain influence and control in Fey Harbor, so I can take control here as well. Kill any would-be troublemakers. Don't let them become martyrs. Keep the halfling healer separate. It seems the villagers care for and respect her, even more than that priest. I expect the order and discipline of the Red Crows. Do not kill my people. Unless you have to, and there had better be a damn good reason. Don't fail me in this. Greyclaw.
Was Greyclaw the Goliath they were talking about?
I guess so. The Goliath was definitely the one in charge.
Well, then who's Bono?
I don't know who Bodo is.
I think. Hold on, and I'm gonna pull out a map, just like the general map of the continent I have. Where's Fey Harbor on here?
Well, Fey Harbor's up the coast of the lake a little bit. It's about 5 days on the road.
Oh, this is a big lake. Okay.
Yes.
Oh, yeah, it's big. You know, I mean, we call it Broke Lake because it's got the broken tops of mountains in it as islands.
There it is.
Interesting.
So if it's got multiple mountaintops that are kind of broken off for the islands in there, it's got to be pretty big. It's very deep too. It's got the red trout.
Seems kind of horrifying how deep that might be.
Hey, well, you know, when your world is ravaged by all these crazy storms forever and stuff gets changed around, I mean, this continent didn't even exist.
I very much feel that.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah. So it's about 5 days in which direction? It's
Along the eastern coast of the lake, so just about northeast, about 5 days.
okay.
It's much larger than Southbrook here. They've got an actual. They've been a town for probably about 60 years or so.
Mm-hmm.
So
do they have a wall like this one?
Sort of. They've got stone walls around, but they've got multiple entrances, and there are manors inside and outside.
So it's much bigger than this place.
Yeah, it's probably 10 times the size, if I had to guess.
All right. Interesting.
As far as I know, it's the largest city around. But I've never really been too far. I've lived here for the past 15 years, so.
Mm-hmm. Well, maybe... Ooh, sorry. Maybe that's where we should head next. 'Cause I'm... really don't care enough to wait around here. Sorry, Spoot. I'd prefer to hunt them down rather than wait for them to come back with an even larger force.
I think Adis just took Spoot's idea from earlier and kind of turned it into his idea.
You said you wanted to wait in the town.
It's a Spoot will
Good
respond
montage.
in character and say, it's a big lake. I'm sure there are many opportunities to try to fish.
Yes,
Really,
and
we're
there's...
apparently
this
going to
is-
skirt it.
Yeah, we're gonna go around the lake, and it's also probably not the only body of water in the world. There is an ocean. And you did come from a swamp.
Yeah, but the fish are different in lakes and oceans. We'll talk about it later.
I'm just saying, there's ample bodies of water.
Well, I'm sure you're all welcome here for as long as you need to stay, but if Lakama did get away, then she probably went to find Greyclaw. So that could be problematic for us. I'm not telling you how to do your job. I'm just letting you know. We'll do the best we can to kind of make up defenses, but they kind of stomped us last time, so.
Yeah, we need to go and hunt them down. Also, if memory serves, the Goliath's name is was Oligar. I think that's what that jackass who escaped because you didn't let me kill him, or them, said that it was Oligar the Goliath. So I don't know who Greyclaw is. I don't think that's the Goliath.
Maybe it's a different in charge, like another, I don't know, lieutenant kind of thing.
I mean, yeah, sometimes there's like the muscle in charge, and sometimes there's like the smarmy in charge. That's how some criminal organizations work. There's always the guy on the top who's the fat cat.
Right.
Well, if that's true, then I think that's the Goliath.
The Goliath is the fat cat, or the Goliath is the muscle?
Well, everybody listened to what the Goliath said when they raided us.
Mm.
Hmm.
But Greyclaw is being a baron. I don't think anyone would let a baron be a Goliath. I don't know.
Well,
The new name.
We
It
don't.
said Oligar.
Well, we don't have a baron, so this Greyclaw, whether it's the Goliath or not, is obviously faking it up in Fey Harbor.
Weird.
I mean, if they took the town over, they definitely didn't own the title before, most likely. But I mean, the other thing that kind of helps us is we killed a decent amount of the ones who were attacking us. So I don't know how many of them that got away particularly got a good look at our faces.
Maybe. Maybe we just need to sit out and hunt them. Maybe we should leave right now and go find their trail.
Probably
Well,
the sooner the better.
surely you'd want to stay another day. I mean, it's the least we can do to make sure that you are well provisioned before you go.
I
Which,
always find food.
Not to be that woman, but do you have a name? Because I'm sure we're gonna want to tell the story again, and just saying the statue guy and the turtle and the hunter and Olive and the goblin is kind of a mouthful.
I don't know. What should our name be? Could you think of a good name? We've been struggling with this because I keep saying that we should be Greg and the Misfits, but it's not really sticking.
Evidently, we should be Olive and her band because everyone here knows Olive.
Olive and her band.
I've been partial to Defect, the Wolf Pack.
Hold on, let me open up Rock Band name generator.
Using a simple acronym, I've come up with GOADS. GOADS. It has the first letter of each of our names, and it means nothing.
It's Greg first, so that sounds about right.
Actually, goad does mean it means to poke or prod into action.
That's true.
Yes, I know.
That does fit.
So
The GOADS.
you're the
It's kinda
goats?
Work in progress.
You pick. Which one sounds better? Like, if you're being honest, doesn't the Misfits just like roll off the tongue?
Well, I guess it depends what you're going for. If you're trying to sell yourselves as heroes, then the Misfits isn't probably the best choice.
But that's so heroic, from humble beginnings, rising above.
Oh, it's provocative, but I don't know if it's hero material. But if that's what you want to go by, that's what I'll tell people.
Wolfpack might be more hero material, but we don't look anything like wolves except first kind of one of us.
I mean, I was
petting Defect.
my tribe was called the Wolves, basically.
Crimson Howling in chat says you could go gas OD.
Gas.
Listen, none of us have used Cloud Kill yet, so maybe.
The Wolfpack.
Who knows what happens when you drink enough of that mushroom liquor?
We shall find out tonight.
Oh no. It does sound a mite more intimidating than the goads. We could be the Dogas.
What's that?
It's just another acronym.
Rearranging letters.
Oh gads. Oh gads. Oh, gads.
Oh, I didn't
God.
expect this to be as intense as it is.
Yeah, I mean, so let's be honest. Like, we've only known each other for a little while, and we're discovering that our team actually kind of works out sometimes. But we still have our kinks and quirks. I think it's best if you just say some badass goblins and a construct. Yep.
I don't want to be a goblin.
Yes, you do.
Do I? Defect shut down.
He,
It's rebooting.
he just had to reboot. He had an update to install.
It better be with a name.
All we hear is the what is it? Dial-up sound coming from Defect.
I got it.
Mm-hmm.
Do you?
What do you got,
Got it. You
Spoot?
got it.
Now I'm
What do you
nervous.
got?
I'm gonna type it out because it makes more sense that way.
He's
Well,
got it.
people aren't going to type it out. They're going to say it. So
The Maxnificent 5, because it has axe in there.
Defect nods in approval.
Boot in the clericy bits.
I'm
The
not sure I
clericy
get
bits.
clericy bit.
The clericy bits.
okay, the clericy bits. All right.
No.
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 How about we go to Fey Harbor? We finish our task and we think about it on the way, and then we'll come back.
Sure.
I mean, we're pretty noticeable. So if you say goblin with the magnificent red cloak and a giant construct with deep soulful eyes and a very quiet half orc who doesn't want to talk to you and a turtle and a human with circles under his eyes, then we're pretty distinct if you look at us. I don't think anybody's gonna
Viva-
wonder who you're talking
I
about.
didn't think I looked that
Viva
tired.
kind of just pulls back a little bit and kind of raises an arched eyebrow and is like, "Sure, okay." I wasn't
Is that
trying. I was
weird?
just trying to see if you had something easier, but I can see that
Yeah.
you're just unprepared for such things. So
I'd say.
Well, you can't create a legend. A legend has to kind of create itself.
Yeah, what would you call us?
well, you were certainly very helpful and well received, and we appreciated the rescue.
The helpful ones? Doesn't have the same ring to it.
Yeah, I mean that implies that we don't kill things, probably.
Rescuers down under
I was
or up under.
Well, the
Or-
rescuers was. I mean, yeah, I like that.
Action pack, I hate it.
Thing with an X. I would say our working title at the moment is Wolf Pack or Misfits. Anyway, we'll come back to you.
Or the clericy bits.
No.
Every time cheer. The cleric fits.
Well, what have you done besides save our town?
We went
Killed
to
a
the desert.
dragon.
Yeah,
You
we
killed a
the
dragon?
I didn't
Mhm.
kill a dragon.
Is Dragonsbane already taken? Is that already taken? Someone enter that in and press enter.
Sounds,
It's
it
taken.
sounds cute though.
Dragon's Bane?
It was just one dragon. I feel like that would intend that we killed many dragons.
Well, that's true. So you've killed a dragon, saved a town. I don't know.
Do you have any good bards around? They always know the
We
best.
befriended a kobold.
Okay.
We're
lot
very
of
friendly. We don't just kill things, mostly, sort of, kind of.
All right.
We also met a jellyfish creature from another plane.
Okay,
Oh
now
yeah.
TM. Too much information.
She just kind of shakes her head. She's like, look, I'm gonna make a little snack. I'll bring you something down in a few minutes. And she kind of just walks away from you all.
Great guys, we scared away the tavern keeper.
I mean, Craig is still there working on something.
Oh god,
Uh,
the traveler. Yes.
he has returned with a small, like, flat, like a small, like, half handle, like a little bottle of something. He says, "Well, I finally found something. Here you go." And he sets up some glasses and pours you all a couple of fingers of this deep brown liquor.
I'll give him a gold.
Oh, I well, thanks, but you saved our life in our town. This one's on the house.
And just put it towards ordering more liquor for when we come back.
Sure, okay. He'll take it and put it somewhere. So yeah, he has poured 5 like double fingers of whiskey for you all.
Awesome.
Doug.
Yeah. You slam it back. It burns. It's but it's not in a bad way, in like a pleasing kind of way, like a really good whiskey. So yeah, it's pleasant and tasty if you like whiskey.
Oh, that's good. Should we head out soon? Are we staying again? I would like to get a jump on this, personally.
If we need to kill people on the road before they get to this town, then we should get rolling and hunt them down and murder them.
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't mean we won't come back.
I mean, it'd be easier to take them out before they get back to their main force. That way we can still lower it a little bit more.
That. And if
Somehow it
they've been
sounds
scared
nicer
this
when you
whole
put it
time.
that way.
Huh? What'd you say?
So it sounds nicer when you put it that way versus let's get on the road and murder people.
I mean, I prefer not to be a murder hobo, but, you know, still don't have a home, so I suppose. Why not? But yeah, I mean, we can maybe also, if they're on the road still, catch up to them. Maybe someone knows some more information, possibly. Or we could steal some uniforms. I wonder if we could steal some uniforms.
Yeah, raid the bodies. Get some clothes, use some masks.
Craig, do you know what they've done with the Red Crow bodies?
Yeah, a couple of guys carted him off and took him off to a mass grave on the far side of town.
We are not digging up bodies.
Are they buried, or is it just in a pit?
Well, I mean, we're not just going to leave an open pit. I'm
I
not
didn't know
sure
if
how much progress they've made, but
I'm kind of surprised you did just dump them in the lake.
That's
think that
poisoning the water. Come
well,
on.
we
Even
don't
I know that.
want them in the
They
lake.
eat fish from the lake.
Yeah, we don't want to eat fish that have eaten dead people.
Circle of life, right?
Unless if this
Just
lake is that deep, there might be a big fish in there that you can lure to the surface. Anyway, maybe if we get on the road, we can find some red crows and pick them off, and maybe get 1 or 2 uniforms at least. I know I would probably be able to. I don't know if they have any goblins, turtles, or
Well,
Oh, I got that covered. I can just I've got a thing.
you
you
could
got a thing.
you could check with Lacey. She's all we really have left of town officials, I guess. She was the secretary. Can't miss her. Tiefling. She's the only tiefling in town.
Tiefling. Oh yes, tieflings. Okay. Go
Just
speak
beat the
to her.
walls.
Yeah, she's kind of taken over the organizing of all the rebuilding efforts and everything. So
You can see if she has any uniforms left over.
I'll
I'll go do
she
that.
might.
I'll be right back, guys.
All right.
Wait, do you know where she might be, Craig?
Yeah, he gives you directions.
Okay.
Okay, so you scamper off. You do, after a few minutes wandering around, or a little while wandering around, you do find a tiefling woman and two human males talking and walking kind of towards the center of town.
Lacey?
Yes? Oh! Ooh, one of our rescuers. Aiton?
Adis.
Adis. I'm sorry. Adis.
It's fine.
Hello, I'm Lacey. Thank you for all that you've done. I appreciate it, and the town is very grateful. Is there anything we can do for you?
I was just curious. We're gonna head to Fay Harbor because I guess that's where they're holding out,
Oh,
at least for now. I was wondering if you had scrounged any of their uniforms, maybe?
well, and she looks at the two men on either side of her. We just completed burying the various bodies that we located around town. We didn't really. We pulled anything of value or note off of them, but we didn't strip them.
Do you know if like any of them left clothes in any of the houses, or?
I'm unsure at this moment in time. We haven't really coordinated everything yet. I'm just getting it back into everything, into the swing of things. Here, and she motions to one of the guys who was pulling like a little red wagon equivalent kind of behind him. This little cart, and it's just a pile of stuff. You see like 4 or 5 of those signal horns. They all have a stylized red bird on them. There's a bunch of like scimitars or short swords, some quivers. It seems like they took like stuff that they had that was, mundane but potentially useful. So that's what's on the cart, that kind of thing.
Is there any like badges or anything like that in there?
There is actually. There's 2 emblems that look like they were part of like a piece of leather armor or something. And or like patches that like fell off a cloak or something. They're leather. They have a stylized red bird on them, like diving down kind of style.
Do you mind if I take these in one of the horns?
Oh, by all means, help yourself.
All right,
Hey,
I'll
don't
take
send me
those.
arrows in case I have to turn off your bow.
Oh yeah, are there any arrows anywhere?
Yeah, there's some
Or you
arrows
can
in the
leave
various
them.
quivers.
All right.
You could
Do
leave
you
them
need
for the
these?
town too.
I mean, I have. Hold on, let me look at my character sheet. I have 58 arrows so far. So I think I
You're
should.
carrying 58, and I have 77, unless I've missed.
No, sorry, I've been deducting it. Sorry.
Oh, you've been
over,
tracking
like,
it.
just over like nights. I would assume that I would take and refill to 20. So I have 20 in my quiver and 38 left in your bag.
Oh, okay. You've been counting. Okay, great.
Yeah, just assume every long rest that I just reload.
Cool.
Don't we all? Quiet.
Clericy bits.
Speaking of character bits,
What? I always feel better after I get a long rest.
haha.
Oh, same. What's a long rest feel like?
Like a nice 8 hours of sleep, which I
You
haven't
don't.
had in a long time. But yeah.
I think I'm running on 5 levels of exhaustion. Yeah, so I'll just take the war horn and the or the signal horn and the 2 emblems.
Okay, yeah. You can add those to your inventory. 1 red crow signal horn and 2 red crow emblems.
Up one of those horns too. So I have one.
Yeah, you can
Yeah,
have
just,
one.
I mean, I
Like
was
back a
thinking
while.
one
No,
for
I,
the
I picked it off of a body a while ago.
yeah, one for the main party, and if I have to run ahead, I have one too.
Sure.
God, I can't type. All right, I'll head back to the tavern.
All right. Yeah. Adis returns a little while later. What are you all discussing while Adis is out and about?
Are we still talking
Additional
about names?
I don't know. Are you?
That's what
You
the
were
chat.
going to be helpful, so if Defect remembered to start being helpful, then Greg would be like, "Oh, right," and like find something random to try to fix
Okay.
or like clean
Yeah.
up.
You hear Craig kind of huffing in the back room, and you remember that that's where that big hole was that like people jumped through the window. So you get a sense that he might be dealing with that.
Yeah, we'll head back to that room and just start helping.
He's very thankful for the help. It's more that he's kind of clearing out the debris. It's not like super damaged, like the walls isn't so bad. It's just kind of the frame got blown out. So he's like pulling off the broken one, and he'll have to have somebody replace the actual woodwork. But he's fixing together boards to like cover it up and prop it up overnight.
Do you need any tools to like do the rest of this fixing part? Because I can make you some tools.
I mean, I've got my my hammer and my saw and everything.
Okay.
I appreciate it, but I've got regular tools around.
Sure.
Yeah. So you help. Eventually, Adis returns.
Perhaps I should check in on Suzanne at least one more time.
Yeah. You want to go to the shrine to Palor?
Yeah, I'll let them know that that's where I'm going while Edis is about.
All right. You head on over to the shrine. What do you want to do? Suzanne is there. She's cleaning up various debris that is left. It's not a very large building. It's maybe like 20-foot square, and there's a kind of raised platform on one side. It seems like a lot of people don't actually like come to Palor services, but but she still feels like it's her duty to be here, kind of deal.
I understand, sister. I understand. No one knows who my god is. Anyway, at the risk of taking up too much precious RP time again, I'll just check on her in general and make sure she's doing okay up and about and all that.
Yeah, she's definitely taking it easy, but she's she feels that this shrine is the home of her god, and so she's going to get it respectable, and that's just how she is. She believes fully in the cleansing light of Palor, and you realize that the east and the east like wall is like a big open window that she can open up to let sunlight in, and it seems to be designed to catch the morning rays more than anything.
I very much appreciate the design of this temple and respect her duties in restoring it. Yeah, I'm not really sure what else to say, as I am but a fledgling cleric who only serves a different deity. But that I will offer some, respectable. I don't know, like, yes, keep up the good work and all that, and I'll pay a visit to you on our next time in town.
Yeah. Yeah, as you have your discussion, she acknowledges that she doesn't know much about your particular deity. She's still pretty young, and she has spent most of her life in service to Palor, bringing his light forth and kind of investing in this town the last couple of years.
Great. And now I will take the opportunity to tell her about our Lord and Savior Farland. No, just kidding. I realize I missed out on Flora's house. I could have totally done that at the door. No, I'll just give a general spiel about Farland and the importance of the journey, the never-ending journey. And, sort of that's what we're on, us in the party.
It sounds very intriguing, and I'm sure your god guides you well.
So far, so good, I think. Not without its bumps in the road. No pun intended.
That's true of every life, so I suppose it should be doubly true for those of you who seek to adventure forth and get up to saving towns and whatever else you've done.
Well, anything that we can do to help and learn as much as we can along the way. There's a lot to discover about this world and how it was shaped after the traumatic events of the spellstorms.
Indeed. Thankfully, I'm too young to really remember any of them myself, but I know that they were quite devastating.
On that note, so I think Sweet will sort of remember that we, in fact, have someone in our party that is old enough, maybe not to remember them specifically, and we'll sort of, thank them very politely and make their way back to the tavern.
Yep. She acknowledges you and says goodbye, and you depart. And you and Adis end up arriving back at the tavern at the same time.
Meanwhile, Tweedledee and Tweedledoo.
Yeah.
Just covered in plaster dust and filth.
Yeah.
I don't miss those days.
Yeah, you are definitely, a little sweaty. It wasn't like obscenely difficult work. It was just time consuming. But you have all returned to the tavern.
Yeah.
So what are you going to do?
Shall we? I found
What time of day is it?
By this point, it's like late afternoon. You've all had you slept in, you had a busy day, you've done a lot of stuff. Walked all over town a couple times.
Do you guys want to get any sort of head start on the road? We have a couple
I think we
hours of
should.
daylight left.
Make up any time, because they could have traveled through the night if they were really that nervous or determined to get to their big boss.
Mm-hmm.
They've got quite the head start on this, and one of them at least was on a flying creature. So,
And I assume they would make it back a lot faster.
Yeah, that one.
So does it make more sense for us to start off in the morning when we are fresh and well rested?
We are fresh and well rested. We can start now.
Anytime we make up, because somebody's walking. They're not all flying.
No,
it's true.
All right.
We should try. Maybe we push a little harder to see how far
I mean, if you want to
We
stay
can-
with us, Olaf.
we can at least travel at a faster pace for probably a couple of hours. Make up a little bit of time, rather than our usual pace.
I agree. Are we comfortable traveling with some light? Or are we trying to be less conspicuous?
It's only afternoon, late afternoon.
I mean, are we journeying into the night? Sorry, I should have been more specific.
Not all night, no. Just get a couple of hours in, as much time as we can before we have to bed down and still get enough sleep.
All right. Well, then if we're going, let's go.
Okay.
Let's do it.
If I may, just a few moments on my way out of town, if it makes sense, I'll just maybe stop by old Pete's house and let him know I will not be taking him up on his offer just yet.
Okay, well, anytime you want, you come back anytime now, Sunny Spoot there. You're welcome here anytime.
And I thank him and I join the party.
Yep. All right. So you all gather. Word fairly surprisingly quickly has spread that you are departing, and a large portion of the town comes out to thank you and wish you well. They offer you rations if you want them. They offer you some more arrows, Adis, if you want them.
Sure. How many arrows?
They've got 40 arrows they have found that they offer you.
That's a lot.
They offer you a couple of nets if you want a fishing net.
Yeah.
We'll definitely take that and just add it to the back of his shell.
Sure, you can have a
like-
fishing net.
All right, so I
Yeah.
just added.
Taking that.
They
Amber
they
added
offer
4.
you also if you want any blankets. They have blankets from those who have unfortunately passed their homes, so they offer you those if you want them.
I think.
A blanket's always nice, but
Okay. You know, it's just like mundane, like we're kind of rebuilding, but like we recognize you saved us, like little gifts of appreciation kind of deal.
Well, let's get as much distance as we can.
All right. You all depart the village of Southbrook out the gates that you had come in once before. And the town waves goodbye, and there's kids cheering. All like 10 of the kids in town are cheering for you. And you depart. Much appreciated, well respected, and being given as much of a hero's farewell as this town is currently able to provide you. And you head off down the road in search of these red crows, this Lakama and Oligar or Greyclaw. You're unsure, but you know that you've got to get them before they can retaliate against this town, and they're up to something in Fay Harbor, whatever that place is like. So
For the first bit of travel, I will tap everybody and do Long Strider.
okay,
Adds a little bit of extra movement for an hour.
all right. Yeah, you all immediately start moving very quickly down the road. With the few hours remaining of daylight, you guys cover a fair distance in the first hour.
I could actually do it twice.
Okay, you want to do twice?
Yeah, that'll be all my spell slots though.
All right, cool. So Adis provides you enough walking energy to get yourselves moving twice as far as you would normally have been able to in this time of day. So over the next couple hours, you've essentially gone about 4 hours worth of travel and made some vast improvements. The woods have kind of faded away. It's more of the open plains and kind of hilly, brambled plains as opposed to like waving grasses. It is not. It's not ugly, but it's not as beautiful as maybe some of you in the forest would have thought it should be. It is easygoing. The road is pretty well maintained. And you go until the sun begins to set. And you've made significant progress on your first day. And as the sun sets, you all set up a campsite off of the road. And that's where we will end tonight's game of Nuuli Forged. So good job, everyone. You
Lots of
have,
RP, I like it.
yeah. Well, you had some intense battle the last couple sessions. So you had some
Fair.
palate cleansing today.
To get us ready for another murderous rampage.
Well, who knows what you will find in Fay Harbor. So that'll be interesting.
Political intrigue.
Of some sort, perhaps. But yeah. So, good job, everyone. You met some interesting characters and had some much needed catharsis amongst your group, I feel. So good job. And we would like to thank everyone who joined us this evening for our first stream as an affiliate on this here Twitch streaming platform. So thank you very much. Thank you. Special shout out to Crimson Howling for following us tonight. And for all of your participation in chat. We've loved reading your suggestions for group names. It's been very entertaining.
Cast your votes.
Oh, Jesus.
Right?
Oh no.
That's never a good idea.
Yeah.
This time next week, you decide what. No, I'm just
Oh, no, no.
Oh no, no.
No.
We don't want to
Yes,
be Bodie McBoatface.
indeed not. And they still overruled it, so
Yeah.
whatever.
Iconic moment, though.
Yep, an iconic moment of the internet. Pretty much akin, actually, probably surpasses voting for Jason Todd to die, which is a Batman reference for those of you who don't know.
That was before the internet.
It was before you had to call a 900 number.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and you could only get the 900 number on the back of a comic book, like in the back page.
I like that.
Yeah, Death in the Family. It's a great arc. Anyways, thank you all who joined us tonight. Thank you, Crimson Howling. Thank you, I've Got It, for being active in chat. Always good to see you, buddy. Appreciate you coming by every week. We're gonna go around, say some goodbyes while I figure out who we're gonna raid tonight. Let's start with he who came in last, Defect.
Thank you for watching. That's it. Yeah, that's all I got. Check us out next week for some crazy, wacky.
Shenanigans.
All right, crazy wacky shenanigans, and then down to Greg.
That's me. All right, I've been Greg. Thanks for watching us be fools.
Excellent, and Olive.
Hey, thanks for watching. I have nothing intelligent to say apparently at all this evening. So thanks for watching. See you next week. Stay home, stay safe, all that good stuff.
Very cool, and Adis.
Thanks for watching, guys. I'm very happy this week I got my headset working again, so...
Yay!
Yes, much love, much thanks to the techno gods.
Yes, of me literally just clicking random things until something works.
That's how technology often works, I've found. Just click it until it works.
Yep.
Did you try turning it off and then back on?
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Yep.
So many times.
And Spoot.
Thanks for watching, everyone. I have been Spoot, and stay classy. I think I'm going to add that.
Stay
No,
Appropriate. I love it.
I'm gonna take that.
Hey, Clericy.
Stay cleric. Mind your clericy bits.
No!
I'm never going to live it down.
No!
Man, yeah, that's it. That's all I got.
All right.
Good night.
Cool. I have been Jared. I have been your Dungeon Master. You can catch us on all of the social medias at Nuuli Forged, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook. You can watch previous episodes on our YouTube channel. You can also catch Matt and I on our podcast, Mid-Level Adventurers. available wherever you get your podcasts. We just released an episode about what was the last one about? About role playing in D&D.
Yes,
And
you mentioned my sheep.
Hey,
yeah, and we have a new one coming up this week on Tasha's Cauldron of Everything. So that's going to be a lot of fun. So check that out. Matt and I are also working on bringing a little bit of mid-level adventurers to this Twitch channel. So we hope to figure that out and work that out soon. But thank you all very much and have a wonderful evening. See you next week, everyone. Goodbye.